All right, Raging Randy here with Asa Kurland and Matt Grube, and they are the representatives of Slow Lights that I'll be speaking with today. They got a new album coming out pretty soon here in a couple of weeks. What's the album called, Asa?
It's our first full length. It's a self-titled. It's going to be called Slow Lights LP.
Slow Lights LP.
Yeah, March 25th.
March 25th. Awesome.
Ready to release beforehand.
And you guys just got out of a recording session, right?
Yeah, over at Peabody. It was great.
Awesome. Peabody Institute.
Yeah,
right?
And actually, I wouldn't even know what the full acronym for it is, but it was an awesome studio. There were some seriously nice people there, who helped us get a couple tracks that are not on the album recorded. It was really great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Edwin is the guy's name who was the
engineer. Yeah.
Okay. Did you record? That's all right. Did you record the album tracks there too? Or?
No, we worked with Frank Marchand. He is a fantastic engineer. He's a friend and a mentor, and really without him throughout this process, along with our peers, we would have never finished it. I'll tell you, having a good engineer, having a good person to process this information in and sort of set it out under the grid, that's very important. So Frank Marchand was our engineer for the Slow Lights LP. But yeah, for this sort of circumstance today, we had an engineer who we'd worked with the first time, but he did a great job, and the whole crew there at Peabody was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about the background of Slow Lights. How'd the band come together?
Well, Slow Lights has been an ever-evolving kind of project, and I think that one of the things that I've been blessed to be party to is a lot of the songwriting. So, I have been surrounded by fantastic musicians and friends who facilitated my songwriting, and in some cases joined in the process. But once we get to this portion of the song is written and we bring it to the group, it's such a collaboration. So like Slow Lights is just a fully grown idea, and it comes from the bottom up, and we're all sort of facilitating each portion of the music. And the energy. I mean, even today, I'm looking at Matt, it's just sort of like we did a lot of work, and that the last couple of tracks that we recorded where we linked, and even more so, because a lot of the stuff we were doing the first time today, like, I'm rushing these guys through the motions, but everyone's ready to handle it. You're naturally inclined.
I think it's interesting because like with the way music is today, and how the I guess the scene or just musical society goes, like everyone is such great musicians, and they're playing with different groups and different people and mixing different sounds together, so that's why different bands form, and so all the other players that performed in the album recording that are in different projects, that like people have to go do different projects at different times, and now Asa's playing with like me, and certain guys like Sean was recording with us today at Peabody, but he won't be playing it on the 25th. It'll be Bailey who's on the album, right? So I think that's just like how the music scene is, and I think the one band that inspired me with that was like Snarky Puppy, which is a big jazz band who, Michael League is the composer of all those songs, the bass player, and then he has a bunch of musicians that he plays with because they're all so talented, and whoever can make certain tours can make certain tours, because it's all about the music and keeping the music going.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think if you hear the album, you'll see how that sort of progresses from this like internal kind of monologue to at the end of it, sort of going through just maturity of a person, of an individual, and then coming to the external. I think that if a listener were to sit down and listen to the whole thing, or listen to a track or two, you could see and connect where in the timeline they were in respect to it. And that's sort of what happened with us. It's like, and for me personally, growing through like all my friendships, and the reason why these things are actually like feel good now, at least in my perception, is because we're lucky to have each other and have grown at that time and like put that information out when we were doing it. Because even now, we have a different perspective on it, but it's our first album, and I'm really proud of it. Really, extremely proud of it. We worked with incredible, sit-ins from people, some backup singers. Mary Langford, she's Marielle Lady Phoenix. She's a fantastic artist. Sarah Crisio, she's playing in Miss Sarah. She's a fantastic frontwoman for that. These ladies are coming in and lending their voice for this project, and both of them are talented guitarists as well. But we've been blessed to have the best of the best, like all of our friends, like our good friends and our hardest working professionals around us, to contribute their best art together, because we know that we're going to do this as a community. But I think Slow Lights really is a portion of that, because, like, you know, I think we're all trying to go back and keep that going, keep that growth. The first 3 months of the album, you can't buy it.
Yeah.
You can only donate your time to philanthropies. Donate your food, your money. We've already got $3,500 donated. We're working with some people that were, set up for months now, giving away huge amounts of food to people. We're set up with Downtown Families Alliance now, and just a million different things. And we're going to facilitate it, online, and we're going to facilitate it on the radio and TV, and hopefully people will react. So when I think about this, it's like, this is the beginning of our real lives and being able to be active players within music and within business, because I want to impact our lives and our community better. And by engaging in better business practices, all of us can win. But I think that first and foremost, to push the idea of philanthropy being the most important thing, and that business is going to come when we thrive. And like, 'cause right now we're in an undervalued situation in our entertainment industry here. But that aspect might change very quickly. But if you could understand the things that are intangible from that, like our friendships and the love that is created from that, and the collaboration, the art that would go so much further than that. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's what I hope we can inspire from partaking in this, and like having all of our friends who were there go off and back to do their things, and like you said, like have like more music come. You know, that's it. And
I'm excited to see where the future brings
from Baltimore
for Asa and myself, and with some in a few groups, and so getting to mix with Asa has been really, really cool, and kind of new and exciting, with really great music. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see the development of where everything goes, especially just the scene. The Baltimore scene is just a cool scene to be a part of, and I think Asa has a one-of-a-kind sound for the scene too, you know what I mean? Like, so it's neat, it's fun to be a part of, for sure. And I think the idea of, pushing the philanthropy and that kind of thing is just really neat, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool to get people involved in the scene, like in the community, and music is just a great way to bring the people together.
Yeah. I certainly agree. That's why we all go out to so many shows, you know.
I mean, we've seen each other. All our friends are there. We're friends through that scene. We've all given a shit about each other, to be frank. I mean, and because of that, I think it's now time to show that we need to reinforce how much it means to give a shit about other people that are contextually different in some ways than our niche market running into music, which is beautiful in its own right. But I think that what we can do is really connect to general marketplace all together, as a community, and realize it's not about money.
Right.
There's some people that are going to be tainted by it. I'm sure of that. I mean, that's just the way the world is. People need money to survive. But when I think about the impact of music, just like you talked about, it's about community. Over and over and over again, it's about community.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the content of the album. Are these old songs, new songs, a combination of both? Are there some that you've been playing live for a couple of years that everyone would know, or?
Well, if people actually know our material, I'd be very happy, but I would also be very surprised.
Okay.
I think that if we can get onto the radio, which we've already sort of secured for WTMD, we've got some reviews going out with you, obviously, with the Jam Lynch, the Jewish Times, and we've got some other videos that are coming out and some recordings that are all going to come out simultaneously, along with the an ad scheme at WTMD, and these sponsorships and just a lot of different things. And I really want to release in the late end of March the real idea about this, and just sort of push forward a good message. I mean, there's so many people that could succeed in these things with confidence. This is blind luck that I had enough confidence to write these songs, because I didn't realize how crazy the marketplace is and how much music is fantastic is out there. But because of blind confidence, I have found enough people to support me and then actually come up with a product that really stands its own in its own merit.
And it's cool, that it's such a blessing, let me rephrase, that we have the support like you wanting to even know anything about what we're doing. And WDMT, people like that are established and doing these things that are, you know, and just giving us the spotlight and letting us stuff be known. Like you said, like no one really is gonna have heard this stuff, and I haven't really been playing live in bands for a long time, you know what I mean? So I took a step back for a while, and I've just been playing on my own, and so like finally getting with these bands that I'm with now, it's gonna be exciting that we are gonna be playing live a lot in the future, and like now this push, like I mean I feel blessed, I know we all feel really blessed that all these different people, yourself included, like are even taking notice and giving us the attention. It's really cool, and I think like you said, like, you know, he's already talented, he put together awesome music, and he's a great writer, a great composer, so I just feel blessed to be a part of that as well. So it's just a cool thing. I think everybody's just kind of riding high on the fact that like we're having a lot of fun creating something, creating great music with great intention, and so it just feels really good, and it feels really good to be a part of, and I think everybody kind of feels that too.
Okay. What kind of like themes do you like to write about, or is there a common theme, or is it a lot of different stuff?
Your connection to reality in some ways, like, so you could look at this song right here. This song is called Portable Cabanas, right? Mm-hmm. So like, this is a news clipping. I saw like a random ad. It was a portable cabana. Like you like pulled it up, you fold it around when it's sun or rain, you cover yourself. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it became the idea of portable shelter of mind. Mm-hmm. You can take that anywhere. You don't have to be inside a house to feel the shelter of mind and the fortitude in yourself. Like, you know, there's another one track called Siddhartha, and I mean that's Siddhartha is the young prince who was before he awakened to Buddha. He had everything. He was a glutton. And then he left the palace. And the line is, they're going to come after what you keep in your castle. There's no shelter when you run from death. And he was hidden from that. He was hidden from all those old things and all this bad stuff. And they're going to come after what you keep in your castle, even Siddhartha. And Siddhartha went out on his own. Mm-hmm. So the idea is you couldn't keep him in that castle even if you wanted to. I encourage you to read the things. But I mean, really, for me, it's, you know, just growth, personal growth. Like a lot of stuff you'll hear me talking about what happened in my life. My father dying, you hear me talk about, you know, sitting in my house and like thinking about what is going on and what people have figured out, not me. I don't know if that's a universal thing, but relatively to where I was at the time, it was exactly what I was feeling. And slowly but surely we contextualized it in different ways, and we learned from it. And then we added some clips, some you know, mantras and, you know, bells and just things that are healed. That's what I want. I hope we can do that. I hope we can facilitate that.
Trying to get to that frequency, that frequency.
Yeah, that would be nice. Hell yeah, I would love that. It would make my heart fill. But I'll tell you what, all we can do is make our frequency and what we believe will heal for ourselves. And I think in some ways that is a meditation and a forethought to healing others. You know, and if we can amplify it, that'd be awesome.
I didn't write the songs, but like I get a lot of that from it anyway. And like we're saying, like kind of self-consciousness, self-realizations, you know, just self-awareness. I think trying to practice that, trying to find self and always looking inward, because we're always projecting outward, and in the music, we are projecting outward. So as long as we're focusing on what we're thinking inwardly, is what's gonna happen. And so like I like a lot of the songs he's talking about is like finding that. I think for me, it's like finding that inward, that insideness and that inner strength to be able to then expend that out, and hopefully everyone else can feel that too and vibe out on that.
Yeah. Well, if you write about what you feel, we're all human beings. There's going to be people out there that can relate to it.
Yeah.
So that's good that you like to sort of reach inward and also use things from that are around you.
I feel lucky because we're like particularly put in a position to have conscious vocals and progressive rock, funk, because like that's where the energy, at least in my mind, goes to in my styles. Like obviously there's other people like. I feel particularly lucky to be party to that and party to friends who consciously and philosophically get that. And it's just like the sky's the limit in my mind, as long as we can connect to audiences who are searching for similar things, and I'm certain they're out there.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the release party that you got coming up.
The best part.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Just to to talk about the night in general. The headliner is considered the source. So if you want your face blown off by guitar and just otherworldly sounds, come for them alone. But in front of us, starting the night off, which is an honor anyways, fucking Super City. And they're killer. They're some of my good friends. I always tell the story. I met them over a Nerf gun battle, truly. And I'll never forget that. I love them because of that. But they're opening, and they're like some of the best progressive rock players, indie players in town. They're vocally based. And I think that because of this kind of connection to all that stuff, we might be able to get some synergy there. And then Slow Lights is gonna fucking rock out, man. We have so many great special guests, which we're gonna reveal soon enough. I want to confirm everything, but huge, awesome players that are huge in heart and who gives a shit about anything else. And I promise you that, you know, the things that we're gonna be putting out there are gonna be really, really energetic and like hopefully healing. And then everything, the whole album, the whole push for that is gonna be towards philanthropy, not for us. I think that if we can get a packed house at the 8x10, which you should come, motherfuckers. Sorry.
What's the date? Tell them the date.
March 25th, Saturday, March 25th at the 8x10. It's the Slow Lights album release, first full-length album. And then we've got Consider the Source there and Super City. Don't miss it. All right?
Nice plug.
But I think it's going to be great, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. If we can get a packed house there, we can give money to philanthropy. Hopefully we can start to generate our friends and other people to work with us, and we can try and facilitate that for the other people and make it cool again to give your time, give your service, give your heart, give your soul to your community. You know, if there's no dollar there in the future, you better be there with heart.
Mm-hmm. People are gonna, one day people will realize you can't eat money. You know,
True. You can wipe your butt with it though.
True.
You know, like, I think, you know, like we were talking about earlier, like just music, this just brings people together. I think another opportunity for people to come together and to network and talk to each other and meet each other and learn about each other and make the connections to make things happen, I think is a big thing. And action, like we're all about action, putting stuff together. And so, you know, just putting shows like this together, putting bands together, and trying to get people together to dance and move their body
and use their mind
and
use their mind.
Really come together on really good ideas, and if we can, you know, put the ideas of, you know, the philanthropy there and stuff, like it's there, like it's kind of like
just an offering. It's not something necessary.
It's something, you know, but maybe
cool.
They don't see that. Maybe people don't see that everywhere. So like, here's a chance to put that out, you know, and play good music and connect and make some things happen together. You know,
Alright.
I think it's just a cool. I just love, you know, especially at a place like the 8x10.
And I hope that you and your lovely wife will be there. I heard about the theater. We're gonna come and say, what's the plug on that one now?
The plug on that one.
Says, I love you, baby. That's the plug. No, but
Theater.
Yeah.
Which theater is that?
My wife works at Spotlighters Theater.
Right, Spotlighters.
Yeah.
she's fantastic, and so is Randy. But really, I can't tell you how much we appreciate just coming in here and sort of like taking a dive into what we're doing here. I think that what we're trying to do is actually synchronize to what the community is already doing, and if we can be at a place in time to help facilitate further growth towards the appropriate things that we all are looking for as a community, then there's nothing else that I could ask for. Not for personal gain, not for anything else. I hope that we can build a community that's strong and ready to fuck take over the world with love.
Yeah.
That's it. And you call me a hippie because I am. I mean, and I'm happy to be Randy. I love you.
I didn't say anything. You
don't
all
have
heard
to
it. I didn't say it.
As a friend, I already know. But you know, exactly. I think that you're right on point. I wanted you to be part of this push because I've seen you working hard. I've seen you out there with your camera. You know, you have things going on like that other people should admire and see and move forward with. And so let us push our story with your story with others. And be like, this is us. Like, these are some of my good friends.
Yeah. And
community members and active people and professionals. And we have something here in Baltimore.
all right. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate your time. Slow Lights, self-titled debut LP coming out March 25th at their album release party.
8 by 10.
Saturday, March 25th with Consider the Source and Super City.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Andy.